All right, Magic Makers. Today is I wanted to I'm going to kick off a series. And the series is more about the changes that need to be made once you hit this midlife, once you hit this 40 something age. And for many of us, including myself, it was a really hard pill to swallow, right? Because, I've been, working out and eating healthy, I'd say for at this point over 20 years. It's my identity. It's who I am. And I know for many women listening to this, I can say half of you are like me. Like, yeah, that's totally like you've always gone to the gym. You've always made healthy choices, the whole bit. And then there's the other half of you who's like, oh shit. I got to get my shit together, right? And I want to talk to both halves, and that's my hope. And for those of you guys who are new to this and you don't feel heard, please let me know because I want to make sure I cover topics for you because I know that in this midlife, this lifting, working out, eating healthy, it's paramount to helping us navigate this menopause, helping us navigate losing the belly fat, helping us navigate all the havoc that hormones are wreaking on us. So I want to start with workouts because that seems like, most people, that seems like the easiest thing for most people to do, right? Most people, working out is the easiest thing because you feel like you're doing something, right? You I go to the gym and I feel the things, right? I feel like, oh, I'm sweating, oh, I'm lifting, I feel the things. However, I know that I am an OG gym rat. And for years, I was convinced that if I wasn't at the gym for 2 hours, why bother? Right. That was my whole mindset. And that I had to do gym bro splits, right? It was like buys and tries, chest and back. I had to do it that way, a day for legs. And I had to hit all the body parts or I wasn't going to get results. Now, here's the thing, yeah, when I was younger and I was training for fitness competitions, that was a thing. But now I'm just training for life. And most of the women that I work with, we're training for life. We want to be able to, not be the old lady who's using the walker, be able to pick up your grandkids, play with your kids. A lot of our kids are super active into sports and dance and all that. You want to be able to keep up with them. I had a client who's like, I just got back from skiing for a week with my kids and damn, they're faster than they used to be. And it's, really hard to keep up. So those are the thoughts that I have when I'm designing workouts for the women in my membership. Like I'm like, how do we keep up? And so for a really long time, I was stuck in this like no pain, no gain. I was stuck there. And I realized that I was choosing to stay stuck, right? I was choosing to feel exhausted. I was choosing to always not go to the gym because if I was kept choosing it, I wasn't changing, right? So if I want to change, I got to stop choosing my path. And I get it. It's hard. Like this is my bread and butter. Like this is what I was told for years how to work out. It was at minimum 6 days a week I was at the gym. It was at minimum 2 hours of cardio. It's at minimum, 90 minutes my workout had to be. And it was hard. And, as I turned 40 and, I started packing on the weight, these workouts weren't serving me. And the science behind it is that we no longer have the progesterone on lock. And progesterone is the hormones that really help us blunt stress. And when that gets a little wonky, we don't have the that buffer anymore. It's kind of like we all have that buffer friend. Like there's like in a friend group, there's that buffer friend who like kind of smooths things over between two people. Well, progesterone ain't there no more. So we have to start to shift our workouts so that we are able to no longer feel exhausted all the damn time, but also be able to do it. When I first start working with clients and I ask them like, what's keeping you from being consistent? And the number one thing I hear is time. Like, oh, Kim, I want to do it, but I don't have time. Time, 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 time. So this is the way I have structured my workouts, and it's been a game changer for me because one, I look forward to them. I want to do it. It's realistic for the amount of time that I have in my life, or correction, the amount of time that I want to put into a workout these days. I'm excited about them because I know that I'm not going to feel beat down after them. I'm going to feel more energized. I can easily plan for this in my life. Like it's not like, oh, okay, I can go for an hour here, but then I got to come back. I don't have time for those 2 a days anymore. Like I look back at my life and I'm like, good golly, how did I do that for so flippin' long? And then it's sustainable, right? Because I can now take these workouts and, I could go to a hotel and not be like, oh, this gym sucks. Like I now could go to a hotel and be like, you know what? I could figure something out here. Like my workouts work out here and not feel like, oh, they only have this. Ew, this gym sucks. And Ubering myself to some bigger gym with all the bells and whistles. So let me break down the way workouts are shifting now that you're 40. And I want you to keep an open mind. If you're still doing those body part splits and you have the time, hey, go for it. But if you're like, dang, I'm struggling to get my butt to the gym, then let's talk. So the warm up, back when I was newbie PT, newbie personal trainer, my clients, hey, get here 5 minutes early so you can hop on the treadmill and do a quick do a quick jog or do a quick power walk or hop on the elliptical or the stairmaster. Blah. Here's the thing, we don't like us ladies who are 40, you know we got a lot of like eek aches. you know and so one of the ways to kick off your workout now is mobility, right? It's dynamic stretches, foam rolling, to get your body prepped for all the work that you're about to do. Hopping on the treadmill for 5 minutes, it's not going to cut it anymore for us. You can still do that. Like if that just like, I live in New England and it's been colder than a witch's bleep bleep. And that is, if you just want to get like physically warm and then move into this mobility work, absolutely do that. So, I know that now that I've started doing more mobility work before my workouts, oh, my hips are so much happier. My my calves are so much happier. Many women I hear or work with that deal with plantar fasciitis, that foam rolling and that pre-calf work before the workout, game changer, makes my lifts feel a little bit easier by doing that. And that's giving your body a nice little like, hey girl, hey, before the workout actually starts. And the first thing I add in with my workouts are power moves. And power moves are more like plyometric moves. Now I know somebody's like, girl, you're trying to kill me. My body hurts. And a plyometric move doesn't necessarily have to be jumping, right? Because I know for some people, knees or hips or something don't feel good when you jump, and that's okay. So when I'm talking about power moves, power is for us to be able to um, move quickly. And in life, I want you to think about moving quickly. Like, do you ever see like a glass falling and we want to go catch it before it falls on the floor? You have grandkids and they're running around and you're trying to chase after them and grab them and move them. That power, putting my suitcase up into the overhead compartment, that's power. So these are like strength moves that require me to work in an explosive way. So these are ways that I can easily take an ordinary movement and like feel like a superhero. And these are smarter dynamic moves. So it could be squat jumps, kettlebell swings, a bit of jump rope. Um, there are plenty of ways for you to get like these kind of dynamic, explosive moves without feeling like you're doing like, the crazy circus workouts. And these are just literally like probably like 3 minutes in the beginning of your workout, just when like before we zap all of your energy. And they're just able to like make your like kind of kickstart your workout. And then, I talked about like, I no longer do body part splits and I no longer program body part splits. It's like I build your workout how your body works as a machine, right? Your body's a machine. So if you think about it, we do things in life that we are pulling things towards our body, right? We do things that we are pushing things away. We are doing things like skidding out of a chair. So what I'm trying to do and mimic in the workouts are acts of daily living. So what are some of the exercises that are going to help you push things in life, whether exercise is going to help you pull things in life, whether exercise is going to help you, get up off the toilet in life, right? Um, so that we're working on both pieces of it. So like, yeah, we're getting stronger, but it also at the same time, you are building muscles that are going to help you with acts of daily living. And yeah, for those women who have the extra time, I always throw in some type of accessory workout. I'm like, what's an accessory workout? Accessory workout is like, you know, the sexy muscle. So like, adding a little bit more bicep curls, adding a little bit more tricep for, those of us who are feeling like that we got that turkey gobbler underneath our arms. You know, adding in some finesse where we're doing a little bit more like working on our quads or our hamstrings or doing some more glute work so that you do get the sculpting, the toning that you're looking for, but we also throw in the like, this is how I'm going to keep that walker at bay. This is how I'm going to easily get off the toilet without needing that hand grip. Um, and while we're doing that, incorporating like balance and stability work. And, one of the things is as we age, like we lose our balance and stability. And, the statistics about breaking a hip, losing your balance and breaking a hip once you get past 70, the statistics are absolutely ridiculous. Hang on, I'm actually going to like Google that right now in real time, because I know that, uh, there we go. I know that that is such a big thing. And I remember, this woman when I first started training, she was in her 70s and she was like this like tough old biddy. And she was like, I'm training because I don't want to break my hip. And she said, I took care of my mom. She broke her hip and she was in her like 90s. And it was a bitch to get her to recover. So what it says is that um, mortality rate of individuals 80 years old or older breaking their hip is 30%. So if I break my hip, I have a 30% chance of surviving that, right? And that's that's not what I want, right? Because usually what happens is when people start to break bones, when people start to break bones, then they lose their acts of daily living, right? So they are unable to bathe, you're unable to bathe and get around, and it could take longer because, we're older, so it takes us longer for our bones to uh, survive. And 20% of you end up in long-term care facilities. I'm not saying this to like scare you. I'm saying this to be like, you know what? This is something that I can fix, right? This is something that by my incorporating the single leg stuff into the workouts, I'm able to manage my balance. I'm able to manage my stability. The best way I always talk about like balance is that have you ever, been walking and like there's like a little ice or a little puddle and you kind of like feel yourself like like slide. Well, one of the balance and stabilities is that you feel yourself slide is that your core starts to like kick in to keep you from like, flailing all over the place. That's balance and stability. And that comes from working like single-sided exercises, the balance and stability exercises. So trust me, you want to thank yourself also, like, carrying groceries. How many of us carry 500 bags either in like one arm with our keys out because we're not making a second trip? Those are the kind of things that are, balance and stability really help us do. Or, you know, for the moms who are carrying around their kid on one hip for most of the day, like praying that the kid will eventually want to walk by itself. Like that's the things that we are training for. And, one of the ways that you know, people will say, well, Kim, this is great, but like, I'm going to Pinterest and putting out my workouts. Here's the thing. Sure, there are some well-qualified people on Pinterest and they have well intentions, and I am guilty of it too. I have probably, if you follow me on Pinterest, I have a shit ton of one-off workouts out there. But here's the thing, right? You're looking for a balanced program, a program that has periodization. Fancy talk for we are progressing you. there is a method to the madness. So in a periodized workout, excuse me, in a periodized workout, we're starting with, we have a hypertrophy phase, right? So that could last anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. Then there's another phase where maybe we are now working endurance on the muscle. And then we have another phase where we're working power on the muscle. So it's like there is, changing the rep scheme, changing the work, changing the actual exercises themselves. Because, I see some people, when I was working at a gym full time, some people would have the same workout for decades and, not change a thing, not even change the weights. And they would just come in and it was just like, oh, I've just been doing the same workout since Obama was in the White House. Like, what's the big deal? It is a big deal because one of the things, I know we hear this thing term called muscle confusion. So every day the workout has to be different. The workout being different is more for us being bored, right? It's more for like you keeping you engaged. But for, every 4 to 6 weeks, changing it up. Now, you know, a press is a chest press is a chest press is a chest press. However, one of the ways you could change it up is change the reps, right? So it's like you might be doing 10. Now, can I drop it down to 5? And now I'm picking up something heavier because I only have to lift for 5 reps versus 10 reps or 12 reps. Different. That's more of an endurance way to go. Um, but I do feel one of the ways to judge a workout, most people judge a workout by time. Like you look at it and you're like, this is going to take me 20 minutes. It's a shit workout. But what before you shit on it, ask yourself, do the workout, right? Apply the workout. And am I breathing heavy at the end of that workout? Did I lift heavy during the workout? So like I'm lifting heavy so that the last few reps feel challenging but doable. So if I'm doing 10 reps, when I get to maybe rep 8 or 9, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, here we go. And I'm still able to do it with good form. I might start to feel a little bit of a sweat, right? Those are ways to judge a workout versus like, oh, this looks like it's only 30 minutes. And here's the thing. If I apply myself, I can kick my ass in 15 minutes. And there's a person that I follow, and like that's his whole jam, 15-minute workouts, because everyone's number one reason why they are not consistent with their workouts. Time. And most people can find 15 minutes to work out and kick their own ass in 15 minutes. Okay. And so if you are finding those Pinterest workouts, I challenge you to do them for like 4 to 6 weeks and then follow that same person. Or if you are looking for a workout, let me know. That's one of the parts of my Fit Girl Magic Society is that we have every month you get a new workout. It's periodized. We're working through different programs. You also give me feedback so that, I understand what your goals are. And so we can incorporate that into future rounds of the workout. And then finally, the last piece is that, I throw in core work. Now, here's the thing. When I say core work, I'm not talking crunches, right? Crunches, there's a doctor that, oh God, I want to say in the early 2000s, probably, maybe late 90s. I'll link a video to him. But he talks about how crunches aren't what it takes to build stability. When our core, we're building stability. So we're building it so that I can move my upper body and my lower body independently, that I'm not like kind of like wobbly. The core is to like help me to like be able to like bend over and not just like collapse. And crunches don't do that. For a lot of people, uh the way he describes it is that crunching like puts excuse me, unnecessary force on your spine. And so I want you to think about like a credit card. Have you ever had like a credit card and you bend it forward and back for umpteen times and eventually that credit card snaps? That's the way he is saying that by doing crunches, that's going to happen to your spine. Like my lifting and lowering, eventually my spine is going to be like, no. And he did this with Olympic athletes, like people who are like, way in much better shape than you and I will ever imagine to be. And he did this with his experiment with Olympic athletes. And so one of the things is that, many people think like, oh, I got to keep doing core exercises to get a six pack. And I'm going to, say something that's going to be hard to hear. Not everybody is made to have six pack abs. Part of it is genetics. Actually, not a part of it. 80% of it is pure genetics. The second piece is that like doing crunches is not going to get rid of the belly fat. Belly fat at this age is a hormonal inflammation gut health issue that we can work through. But it's not a matter of you didn't do enough crunches. And as far as the six pack is concerned, I have had clients in my former life who literally, these two women who come to mind. One woman like always had like she just walked around with six pack abs. Like she was just naturally lean, and she walked around with six pack abs. She got pregnant, and she still had abs until about 5 or 6 months of her pregnancy. Yeah, that's how like strong, like genetically strong her abdominal wall was. And then I had another client who like, you know, she didn't hold on to her abs throughout her pregnancy, but like within a few months after giving birth to her child, she was walking around with abs. So it just depends on your genetics and the chase for like six pack abs. Like you have to ask yourself, like, what are you looking for? Like it's the body fat of a person who has that amount of abs and it's not naturally occurring is ridiculously low. So you are asking yourself, am I enjoying my life or am I living for a diet? And if you want to live for a diet, rock on with your bad self. Like, because at some point it just gets old, right? And that's what you have to decide for yourself. But the core exercises that I throw into my workouts are more about, you know, helping you make that core nice and strong so that, when I do deadlifts, I'm not feeling it in my low back. When I do bent over rows, I'm not feeling it in my low back, right? I'm able to like stabilize my core enough so that I'm able to really use the muscles that are supposed to be working versus having my low back kick in because my core isn't strong enough to support, excuse me, support what I'm doing. And then at the end, I add in about a 10-minute, what I call finishers, right? So it's like half conditioning, half strength training. And it's a way to just like kind of, the whipped cream, nuts, and the cherry on the workout. And, most people will like, women over 40, don't do cardio. I'm never saying run from cardio, but what I'm saying is those hours long cardio is not going to help you. But these like quick 10-minute blasts are really just another rev of the engine before the workout is over. And so, this is, the workouts last about 45 minutes. Could they last longer? Yeah, if you take a little bit more rest and recovery in between the sets, yeah, they probably could last a bit longer. But that's your discretion. But I also, if you need a shorter workout, there's an easy way to cut down the workout and to make it 15 minutes. And that's what I work with a lot of my clients on is how do we remain consistent with these workouts? So ladies, a killer workout isn't about clocking endless hours, right? It's not about, how many hours can you spend at the gym? They are not paying you, you are paying them, okay? And it's about quality, right? We want smart moves that encourage your body to one, get stronger and build some more muscle. And if you're ready to ditch the more is better mindset, then join me in this fresh approach to fitness. Let's start working smarter towards our goal, feeling stronger, and actually be excited about the workouts that we're doing versus, oh my God, I got to go work out and beat myself up. Like, no, we're going to work out. I'm going to get stronger so that I am the strongest old lady in the nursing home. All right, if that is your jam, do me a favor, screenshot this and be like, oldest lady in the nursing home. All right. Have a fabulous week, and I will talk to you guys next week. Enjoy your day.